For decades, there's been this hidden glitch hardwired into our economy, one that costs all of us money and, let's be honest, a lot of peace of mind. But what if that glitch is finally getting fixed? Today, we're going to dig into how a powerful new technology is starting to correct a fundamental unfairness in the way we all buy and sell things. You know that feeling, right? That little pit in your stomach when you look at a bill or a contract or just a price tag and your gut is screaming that something is just off. You feel like you're getting the short end of the stick, but you can't quite prove it. And look, these aren't just random one-off things. They're symptoms of a much bigger problem. It's the mechanic telling you your car needs a brand new engine. It's the hidden fees buried in the fine print of a contract. These moments are everywhere, and they're all part of what you could call the rip-off economy. So what is this glitch? Well, it's not really about bad people trying to scam you. Not always, anyway. It's about a structural imbalance, a flaw that's been baked into the system for as long as people have been trading stuff. Okay, so the fancy economic term for this is information asymmetry. It's actually a Nobel Prize-winning idea, and it's surprisingly simple. In most deals, one person knows a whole lot more than the other, and that knowledge, that's power. The seller almost always has the upper hand. Just think about it for a second. The person selling you something knows its real cost, its true quality, and exactly what their competitors are charging. And you, the buyer, all you really know is the sticker price. That huge gap in knowledge is exactly where bad deals and overcharges are born. An economist named George Akerlof famously explained this with used cars. He said if buyers can't tell a good car from a bad one, a lemon, they're not going to risk paying a high price. So people with good cars can't get a fair price and they pull them from the market. What's left? Pretty much just the lemons. It's a domino effect, and it doesn't just happen with cars, it happens everywhere. So, just how big of a deal is this, really? Well, a study from George Mason University came up with a pretty staggering estimate. Somewhere between a quarter and half of all the money we spend is on goods and services with these severe information gaps. Think about that. Up to half your money is going toward deals where you're at a massive disadvantage from the start. For pretty much forever, this imbalance just seemed like a fact of life, right? There was nothing you could do about it. But now a new force is entering the picture, and it might just be the consumer's greatest ally yet. I'm talking, of course, about AI. The core idea here is actually pretty simple. AI can crunch a mind-boggling amount of information in an instant. Prices, reviews, technical details, you name it. And then serve it up to you in a way you can actually understand. It's literally like having a team of super smart experts on call 24/7 right there on your phone. All right, let's make this real. Imagine your car's making some weird noise. Instead of just driving to a mechanic and hoping for the best, you record the sound with your phone. The AI tells you the likely problem and, this is the key part, gives you a fair market price for that specific repair. All of a sudden, you walk into that shop armed with knowledge. The entire power dynamic just flips. And look, this isn't some futuristic sci-fi concept. It's happening right now. And we have the data to prove that AI is already helping people save money and get a much fairer shake. Check out this number from a Stanford study. $1,100. That's how much money the average homebuyer just leaves on the table in the first year alone simply by not shopping around enough for their mortgage. And why don't they? Because it's complicated and a huge pain. But for an AI, comparing hundreds of options is nothing. Or how about this? This is so cool. An experiment at Columbia University had people try to negotiate things, like getting a bill lowered. Well, the group that used AI to help them craft their arguments, their success rate was way higher. The AI basically became their perfect negotiation coach. And this is hitting everywhere. AI-assisted complaints get results 87% of the time. In healthcare, it could help us spot the estimated 30% of spending that's just waste from overcharging. In legal advice, half of us are already okay with asking an AI for help. This revolution is happening across the board. So, when you put all of this together, what are we really looking at? Well, we could be witnessing a fundamental rebalancing of power between buyers and sellers, maybe the biggest shift in consumer history. And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? That information gap that's defined the marketplace for centuries is finally starting to close. That expert in your pocket gives you the power to challenge a quote, to understand a contract, and to know for sure if you're getting a fair price. Okay, so let's wrap this up. The ripoff economy lives and breathes in that information gap. AI is like your personal data analyst, closing that gap and leading to real savings. But, and this is a big but, it's not a one-way street. Businesses are using AI too to get smarter about their pricing and sales.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating question for the future, doesn't it? We're heading into a new era, basically an arms race of algorithms, where your AI agent could be negotiating with a company's AI agent. The playing field is definitely getting more level, but the game itself is getting way more complex. Who's going to have the ultimate advantage? Well, that's a story that's just getting started.